You may have heard of our 41 Action News launching CAIR-KC, an initiative across the metro to say no to violence, no to bullying, and no to discrimination.
Musa El-Bayoumi, the board chair of Kansas chapter of Council on American-Islamic Relations, is here to talk about discrimination in particular, but all of us can always talk about kindness. Tell me what CAIR, K-A-I-R, does in our area.
CAIR is the Council on American-Islamic Relations, and CAIR-Kansas is the local chapter for the state of Kansas. And primarily, we are a Muslim civil rights advocacy organization. So we defend the civil rights of Muslims. But our mission actually calls for promoting understanding and mutual understanding and creating environment for peace. Right. So we work collaboratively with every organization, every individual in the local area to promote that mutual understanding. In the current environment, we provide a lot of education to let people know what our religion is about, correct some of the misconceptions that are plenty around in some of the outlets, and we try to create activities that bring people together. We work collaboratively with a lot of local organizations, non-profit and interfaith organizations. For example, we are working with the Kansas Interfaith Action, which is a collection of places of worship working together across the state. And we have a week coming in February that's called the Support Your Muslim Neighbor Week. And that's basically activities for people, groups and individuals and places of worship to do to show their support and appreciate their neighbors. And big part of that is creating the environment to invite Muslims into their place of worship or their homes, or invite themselves to go and meet Muslims at their home or at their place of worship. That's how we create the mutual understanding.
And you talk about people coming together.
Correct.
Which I think is an amazing thing, and families together as well. And I think that sometimes those challenges that you're talking about that are facing the Muslim community currently, do we overcome that through saying we're all in this together? We're all humans.
Since we're in the week celebrating Martin Luther King's memory, he clearly said, when he was asked about the reason for the racial tension, he said, we hate each other because we don't know each other. And we don't know each other because we're afraid of each other. So the ignorance creates the fear, and the fear creates the hate. We're addressing it from the beginning. We're addressing the ignorance through getting to know each other. Our statistics in our organization clearly shows that the likelihood of someone having negative impression about Islam gets reduced drastically if they know a Muslim person, whether it's a coworker or a neighbor or someone that they're dealing with.
That's just it, because it's easy to look at something monolithically and say Islam or Muslim and decide you have an opinion about that without even realizing you might work next to somebody who's Muslim.
Absolutely.
Who are Muslim.
And that's true, because in our Kansas City community here in Kansas in general, as well as the national picture, Muslims are a diverse group, probably representing the diversity of the whole America. Right. Most people think Muslims are Middle Eastern or Arab. The vast majority of Muslims in the world and in the U.S. and in Kansas City are not Middle Eastern or Arab. They come from a various group of people. 35% are African American. Okay, another 37% are Asian, and then there is a large, considerable group of people that were born and raised from white background, but they chose to embrace Islam. Right. So a lot of these misconceptions can contribute into that misunderstanding.
And you spoke of education, but what can we do as a community to make it better?
Well, again, thinking of Martin Luther King and what he said, probably the most important part in this tense environment we have is, in addition to extending our hand in friendship to each other, when we see a form of discrimination happening, we have to step up and say no. We're not going to allow it. And Martin Luther King said that what we will remember are not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. That's where we need to step and say, we're not going to allow someone to do this to our neighbor or to our friend or even a passerby.
Well, thank you very much for sharing that with us and for being here today. You can learn more about CAIR-KC, how you can get involved, by going to kshb.com/CAIR-KC and learn more about the ongoing movement that we're trying to put together. Thank you.
Thank you so much.